Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be playing more Skyrealms, and if you've been watching my videos you'll know that I usually like to start out these videos with a little bit of a base update. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I also want to show you 5 Skygod swords that I've hidden around my realm that cost $1. I'm going to give you some hints for them. And then I'm going to open some keys and stuff. Also, I want to show you how to create floating water because I didn't know how to do it and it's really simple. So to start out, I have this big array of furnaces over here. I got rid of my 4x furnace because it was really slow and it didn't work in sync. This furnace array works perfectly in sync and it uses 9 furnaces. And I will show you how to build this in this video. So at some point, all these furnaces will light up at the exact same time. It's really cool. Boom, there you go. They all lit up at the same time. Also, another thing, don't use coal. Blaze rods actually can cook up to 12 items each, and they only cost $2 at spawn, or maybe even $1. And coal's expensive, so don't use coal in your furnaces. Use blaze rods. I learned my lesson the hard way. I used so much coal. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's one of the updates that I've made. Also, oh yeah, I also just took inspiration from this idea. Get away from me. Okay, now that we've dealt with the slimes again, another update that I made to my base is I took inspiration from this thing over here and I basically just made a brewing stand version of it. It works a little differently though because I have to have this line of redstone and this switch here to keep the bottles from flowing all the way through. And I can also only put 27 bottles in at a time and 9 of each ingredient that I'm going to be making a potion for at a time. And you want to put them in the order that you'd put them in the brewing stand normally. So, like netherwort, whatever. But yeah, it still works the same way. You know, I put all the bottles in here and they'll all funnel into these evenly. And then I put all the items in there and they'll all funnel in evenly. And as soon as they're done, I just flip this switch. Boom, all of the bottles get drained out into this chest. Another big update that I made to my base was I was really sick of rebottling all of these chests, putting all the water bottles in. So what I can do now is come up to this big thing that I made over here. Oh yeah, and I'd probably show you underneath of it real quick. There's a bunch of chests and hoppers pointing all over the place, and basically I've got some water and some soul sand up here because I found out in one of my previous videos that you can collect items on top of soul sand with a hopper. So these items will just kind of float on down and get collected up by the hoppers, and they will get distributed to all the different chests, all the different brewing stands that I have. Alright, so before I show you how to make that furnace array thing, I'm going to show you all the hints for the Skygod sword. So there's 5 Skygod swords that are hidden around my realm, and they cost $1. And I got some hints for all of them, so I'll show you. So here's one of the hints. This sword is at the top of something that never ends. Here is another hint. This sword is near a very explosive dropper. And here's the third hint that I have for you. This sword is near the machine where I create volcanic glass. Here's another hint. This sword is near some prickly blocks. And the final Skygod sword and hint is this sword is near the first ingredient for most potions. So that is all the Skygod swords that I have hidden around the realm. So if you watch this video, you're one of the first viewers, go ahead and run around and try to find them. They probably will be in the chests. If you're a Skygod also, please don't ruin it for other people and fly around and take those. Because I tried to give a Skygod pickaxe away yesterday, and a Skygod flew around and grabbed it for $1, and it's like, dude, you're already a Skygod. You already get a Skygod pickaxe every day, and you can fly. That's not fair. You shouldn't have done that. So I would please ask if you were a Skygod to not run around and grab those. But you know, I can't stop you from doing what you want to do. One thing to note with this whole furnace setup is that you don't want to have more than 9 furnaces in my experience, because it takes too long for the items to get to the end of the hopper chain, and so you'll have time where your furnaces are just burning fuel and not burning items. So I recommend making it 9 long maximum. That's what's worked for me. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to build this big furnace thing. So what you're going to need to build this is 63 hoppers. I know that's a lot. 2 redstone repeaters, 2 comparators, 6 chests, 2 redstone torches, 18 redstone, and 9 furnaces. And you will also need, you know, some fuel and some blocks to test it out with if you want to. But we're going to start out, we're going to put a double furnace, or a double chest down rather, and then put 9 hoppers leading out of the back of it. 9, and then we're going to take our 9 furnaces and put those on top of the hoppers. What the? How did you get turned around? I don't like that. Great. Now he's gone. He's gone. Let's catch him. Ah! There we go. Okay. And you want to put 9 hoppers coming out of the back of the furnaces. And you want to come up on top of these furnaces and put 2 layers of hoppers. So 1 layer like that, and then another layer like that. And you want to add another layer to these hoppers down here as well. And then come over here, and you want to build up a block like that so that you have something to point into, and then you want to put a chain of hoppers going across the top, pointing towards that block. Okay. And then once you have that done, you can mine away those extra blocks there. And you want to cover up all but the very last hopper that is near the front chest that you set down. Just like that. And then you can set these chests down up here. Okay, now in the back of the machine, from the top hoppers here, you're going to put a block down like this, and another one up there, and then you're going to come over to the side, and you are going to create a little bit of a ledge around the side here. Just like that. And then you will set down a comparator, a repeater, a bunch of redstone trail going across that little ledge that you made, and a redstone torch. Let me kill this slime. Okay, and then you want to come over to this other side right here and do the same thing except for going the other way. So, block here, and then a little ledge leading across the whole side. But you want it to be 1 block down from the top row of hoppers. So it's going to be 1 lower than this side. And you put your comparator, torch, repeater, and the redstone trail. Oh, I made a mistake. These both need to be 1 farther out. I was wondering why I had 2 redstone. So yeah, don't forget that you need another block under these chests as well. I made a mistake. So once you have this whole thing built, it should look a little bit like this. And basically the way it works is this second row of hoppers is turned off by that redstone trail until an item reaches the back hopper here. As soon as an item reaches the top back hopper here, it activates the comparator up there. Here, let me jump up there. So as soon as an item reaches this top back hopper here, it activates this comparator, which turns off this redstone torch, which turns off this repeater, which turns off this whole redstone trail. And then it allows 1 item to drop down, and it will repeat the process over and over again. So I will show you real quick how that works. So this is where you would put all your fuel. So I'm going to put some blaze rods in there. And then this is where you would put all of your cobblestone or whatever you're smelting or whatever. And honestly, since blaze rods are so cheap and you can make one of these, I would recommend smelting all your cobblestone before you sell it, if you are selling it, to spawn, because it sells for like almost twice as much. It sells for 500 and I don't remember. It's a lot. So yeah, now they're all working in sync. They've all got 1 blaze rod so far, and whenever this hits 2 blaze rods, they'll all have 2 blaze rods. So they all work perfectly in sync. They will share all the resources, and then this will just fill up with whatever you're smelting. It's really awesome, and it works just wonders. I took inspiration from a Mumbo guide for this. His was basically the exact same thing, except for I added a second layer of hoppers for overflow protection, because before, when these furnaces would fill up with fuel, and this was the last hopper in line, it would get turned off and it wouldn't allow any more fuel to go in unless I put more fuel in this chest. So this way all the stuff will flow down perfectly. It has overflow protection, so it costs a little extra layer of hoppers, but it's totally worth it. And the last thing that I'm going to show you how to make is floating water. So you're going to want, like, wherever you want your floating water, you're going to want to build up 5 blocks. And then you're going to want to make a surface that is as big as you want a layer of water. So I'm going to want a 3x3 layer of water here, let's say. So I built up 5 and then made a little 3x3. So what you do is you take your sponge. This sponge will absorb any water within 7 block radius, I believe. So 3 blocks up and 3 blocks down. So you want to set this right in the middle. And now, when you set water down, it can't fall down. And I know a lot of people are thinking like, oh, I don't want a bunch of sponges around my base. Well, that's the thing. You don't have to have these sponges around your base. Because after you've done this, let's just finish that up. You can mine up all these blocks. And then you can get rid of the sponge. And that water will stay floating even though there's no sponge there. The reason that I recommend building it up this high is so that you can't like jump back into it and have it slow you down and mess with you. So you'll just fall through it and then it's out of reach. It's awesome. And that's how you create floating water. Now if you mess with any of this water, it will all start flowing down. So here, let me just do that. Now it's all messed up. And the last thing that I want to do is go open a few crates, and this time I was smart about it. I've been saving up crate keys so that I have some for the video. So, because last time I was pretty disappointed when all my challenges didn't have very good key rewards, and I only got to open 1 vote key. So this time I've got 5 vote keys and 5 epic keys. So let's go see what I get. I'm probably not going to make it all fancy and add in all the epic music for every single opening this time. I'll just probably speed through it. Here we go. $10,000. That's a little better. Pig spawner! No way! That's worth a ton of money! Awesome! Wow, I've never gotten a spawner! Woo! I'll probably put the epic music in for that one. That was sick! Nice! I just got a pig spawner out of a key. A common book. Alright. Well, that is going to be it for this video, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.